Happy World Kindness Day, everyone. I kind of feel like it's, hopping on here. Um, I was going to do something earlier on, but it took me a little while. Ruby's decided her sleep time is 9 p.m. now. Um, Dark circles. And I thought about posting, but I just, even though I think I'm quite good with words, there's just too many bits and there's too much emotion in this one for me not to do it in video. So this one touches me in the feels a bit. It's right there, right in the solar plexus. I feel quite teary with it, and I can't promise that I won't cry. Because acts of kindness, no matter how small, and sometimes the smallest things, make the biggest difference. And when we don't know what people are going through, it's yeah, it's the little things. Sometimes we think of kindness as big gestures or like we've got to do something massive, but for me, a lot of the really memorable ones are the small things that just helped me to kind of, oh my God, work on things like my self-worth and got me through a really, really tough year last year, particularly. And I've been helped by people I know, by kind strangers, by charities, by people posting online and things like that. And I don't think there's a way that I can convey how every single kind word or gesture or gift or help out with, Ruby, or getting a hug, or just telling me, look, Amanda, I see you, or you're doing a great job. I believe in you. These tiny, tiny little things in like terms of volume are the things that make all the difference to everyone, because everyone has tough days or days where they don't quite believe in themselves and things. So yeah, it's something that really touches my heart, because I am so grateful for every single person that has shown me kindness, especially in times where it is hard to understand me and how I react or behave, or when I'm not particularly acting lovable, when I didn't understand how to love myself, or when I'm deep in things like self-sabotage. So I do a lot of work on my healing and this and that and the other, but what's made that possible is those words of love and support and just kindness. It's so powerful. If I can kind of put it in perspective, and I guess why it makes me feel a little bit teary is I can't remember when it was, but I was saying to someone that I struggle to actually feel joy, and because I'm so good at pretending and putting on a front and a face and stuff. I made it my career. I did really well because I was very good at putting the front on. So sometimes it can be difficult to unearth the layers and things like that. But yeah, it's only recently that I'm actually I get deep feelings of love. So like for my daughter and people and things like that. But things that bring joy, I struggle to feel them and feel them deeply, and that's part of, kind of go through, and it's repairing. And again, a big part of that is the kindness that people have shown me. It's shown me that I do matter, and I just, yeah, when I was struggling to love myself and things. So, so I just kind of wanted to sort of put in context a little bit, but also talk about ways that you can show kindness. So there's so many ways, because of course you can give gifts, you can give donations, you can give time and things like that. But there's some ones that maybe don't get talked about as often. So if you're really struggling with your emotions, if you are really, really finding everything really difficult by pouring from that empty cup, often that's the best way to show kindness is to show kindness to yourself and self-love and care and respect, because then when you can fill your cup up a little bit, you're in a stronger position to be able to be kind. You're not through actions and things like that, you're not a bad person for putting yourself first, your healing and things like that. That is kindness, because that's choosing to manage things like how you maybe react to things or feel, or that people don't understand, that can have a knock-on effect that makes you feel kind of poo. Because I know that's been big for me recently, was learning to step back and look after myself too. Little things like throwing a smile when you're walking through the street. It's the grey days, they're miserable. People generally going about are lost in their thoughts. If you throw a smile at a stranger, sometimes they're not going to smile back, but we don't know how they're feeling. But they might be, they're going to be grateful for that smile. Holding doors open. One there's a big one is when you pass homeless people on the street, drop your gaze. Don't walk past. It doesn't matter the circumstance or anything like that. At the end of the day, we all deserve love and belonging. So make eye contact, smile, even if you don't have anything to physically give. Just acknowledging them as a person is a huge act of kindness. In this cold weather, you can go and get them a coffee or a sandwich or something like that. I remember in London, I used to get bags, plastic bags and things like that, and get some bits from the shop and some like charity shop, like jumpers or whatever, and just, give them out or something like that. Little acts of kindness. It all builds up. If you have time, you can ask charities. Charities are always looking for, volunteers and support. If, most people have a free hour or two, to go and help with something like that. If you have an knowledge or an expertise, doesn't matter what it is, you can go and share that skill, and in turn you'll get a boost out of that as well, because you're sharing something that you're passionate about. If you're a small business owner, maybe you can group together the people that you provide for, and make a nice community effort, and maybe pick a charity and gather bits and pieces and stuff for these charities, or again go as a group for time. There's so many ways, and I totally can't remember everything I came on to say, but social media scrolling. If you're scrolling anyway, if you see that someone's only got one like, no likes, anything like that, double tap. What does it take? Nothing. You're scrolling anyway. Saying a kind word, or about how they're doing, how great they look, or just, even like some emojis or something like that. There's so many tiny ways, and the more that you get into the practice of doing it, the better that you'll feel, and and it'll just become another habit. And if everybody could make being kind a habit, the world would be an amazing,